All right. Welcome back, my fellow agents, to Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. And we are talking about yes. Oh my gosh, that's really all it was. I am X7. You're- He is the Phantom. That lasted a little longer than I thought it would. So, but that is who we are talking about. The final three chapters of the 1943 Phantom series, or serial, pardon me, and a special attraction, the 1961 pilot that is, well, it's not in very good quality, so I apologize for that in advance. You can see it on YouTube if you'd like. Be that as it may, I am X7, your host of Zenorama. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this serial or about the character or serials in general or, comic strip heroes that are in very short supply these days. But the Tom-Toms have spoken, and it is time for the Phantom to appear. So that theme song was from the 61 Phantom failed pilot, and it's about the best thing there. Although the actor who played the Phantom slash Mr. Walker did a good job. He looked good anyway. Anyway, so let's get on to these final three chapters here of the Phantom. This is there he is. The Road to Zolaz. The Phantom overcomes Fang or whatever the ape's called. Ray Crash Corrigan in it. Everyone cheers. He gets the seventh piece of the map. And the Tartar turns out to be a pretty decent fellow, I must say, but don't cross him. Because there they are. Now, the Phantom has to stay unless he can prove his innocence that he did not kill henchman number 3, the minion number 3 of, we'll call him Kevin, of the Tartars. And he puts a drug into 6 glasses of wine, drinks one, and he says the guilty man will die. So he gives it to Mo there. Well, he drinks it. Larry drinks it, but Curly runs away. Woo, 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 woo. So Phantom says, nope, it's just a cure for malaria. You should try it. Keep you safe. Won't harm a flea. I'm sure the Tartar put his man to death for killing the other man, but rightly so. He lets the Phantom and Diana go. He's a good man. He's ruthless, but he's fair. He is stern but benevolent, as the brain would say. So there they've got it all. Now old Byron's like, well, I want to. The Phantom shouldn't get any of it. I should get, he's greedy. Greed. He worships the big G, the wrong G. Greed. There we are in Zola's. And guess who's already there? Dr. Max Bremer is there. He's making plans for his airstrip for an unspecified but probably access power. And they're all together. Phantom, they have another powwow. And Byron shows up. He's like, well, I know the way here, so the Phantom's on his way here. So they're going to kill him, but he says, no, I can help. I can trick him. Like Bremer wasn't going to kill him anyway. Hello. There's just a nice shot of Devil and the Phantom. There he is again. And he's in Zola's. And Devil warns him, but see, this is where Byron is craven coward and begs for his life. A fight breaks out. Devil attacks this man. Must be Devil's trainer because he knows where to hold his arm, and Devil just goes crazy. They throw him into a well, another well. This is the second one in the same series. Turn it on, and they're going to drown him. Now we're in don't miss chapter 14, the penultimate chapter. They got to get this guy in because he's been shot because they kept shooting at the Phantom and hitting each other because they're dopes. He shoots down into the well like that's going to work. Fortunately, the Phantom finds a secret entrance or a secret exit. Devil's still fighting with him. A gunfight breaks out. And once again, they say have killed the Phantom. Devil finds a way out. And now Bremer goes back to say the Phantom's dead. And they think he's dead, but there he is. And I forget just what's happening here. Off they go into the lost city of Zolaz for the treasure. These are not Mayan, or he says it really weirdly, Professor Davidson. Mayan runes. Pardon me. Another fight break. Devil and he's like, "Oh, I'm alive," and they bury him alive. Kaboom! We'll see that here momentarily. Byron's like, "Nope, I'm leaving. I'm getting all the treasure." And Phantom says, "No, Bremer's going to kill you no matter what." He's like, "No, it won't." They fight. And there's a mighty uppercut and a mighty right hand from the Phantom there. Peace in the Jungle, the ultimate chapter.
The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
Peace in the Jungle. And it's they do wrap it up fairly well. I think they missed a couple of opportunities here that I would have gone along with, but until we get there's the kaboom. Is the Phantom dead? But they've locked him in there, except for Devil burrows his way through. And they can't get out, but they don't know there's a secret entrance or exit. And now Bremer plans to make his man there dress up as the Phantom, but he can't talk because he gets his tongue burned or something. So Bremer will talk to him, and now he'll take over the jungle as well as the Lost City. But they find the treasure, or do they? The mark of the Phantom. It's empty. Phantom's already got it in his treasure, in his hoard. Believe me, that hoard in Skull Cave is amazing. He looks pretty good. So you figure, if you're watching this, you're thinking there's going to be a Phantom versus Phantom fight, aren't you? That's what I was thinking. Two thugs go down there. Let's call them Lewis and Clark. And they say, the Phantom's dead. Dig his body out there. Fight breaks out. The professor shoots one of them. They run out the open door. He's like, are you all right? No, get the doctor. He says, nope, I'm not helping you. And this guy just shoots him in the back, so they both die. Serials could be brutal. Wait till we get to the spider. At least that first spider serial. The sequel, they toned it down a bit. But, it's one of my favorites, and I'll be getting it from the Serial Squadron at some point. So Bremer tells I forget it, that the Phantom can't talk. You see him over here. And then Rusty shows up finally in the chapter. He's shooting at something, and he hears the drums. And now we've got the Renegade who's like, "I want to teach the Phantom a lesson." Ha ha ha! So it's interesting. The one lesser bad guy is headed out to teach a fake Phantom a lesson. Phantom can't talk. Dr. Bremer does it. Oh wait, actually, that's the real Phantom shows up. He's like, "Well, let's go." And he leaves Devil there. So Phantom won't talk to Rusty. It's like, all right, go do your stuff. And now there's the real Phantom again. Boom! They do the magic appearance trick. Bremer says, blah, blah, blah. Phantom can't talk. And look, he's got a blow dart. He's ready to use it. Rusty's watching right into the neck. And Mo and Larry say, or Wheeler and Woolsey say, this is where we came in. Rusty shoots him. He's dead. He catches Wheeler and Woolsey. And Bremer's trying to get his Phantom up, but he's toast. Kaboom! And then the real Phantom, who's just clocked Bremer. He's probably had enough of his shenaniganery. And that is it. And he gives Diana a ring and says, "Remember me." She's like, "Oh no, I'm staying here in the jungle to help the professor here." So it's set up for a sequel, and I believe this one was fairly popular serial. The Phantom was hugely popular for at least 4 decades. Um, but we'll talk about that at some point in time. Oh, there we go. So, and Devil barks his acceptance, and there we have it. The end. A Columbia serial.
He's always ready.
It's good to be back in action.
He's always there.
To fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
But can he save Metropia and the world from the ever-present forces of evil?
It's time I made some rules of my own.
When I'm through with you, you'll be that ghost who crawls.
The maximum era ends here and now!
An all-new exciting season, Phantom 2040.
On the 50 Fun Club, Tuesday mornings at 7.
So I found 2 versions of the 1961 pilot, which was made in 1956, apparently. And this was the first one that came off the Internet Archive, and I'm sorry. It was developed in 1956 with Roger Creed, a former stuntman, to play the Phantom. You know, that happens a lot. This is so washed out and faded. I kept looking for it. There it is. Paulette Goddard and Lon Chaney. So they've got some star power here. And Reginald, let me look here. Reginald Denny as Commissioner R.G. Mallory. So here's the one I got off YouTube. You can find it there. It's darker, but you just can't see a lot. But there's the Phantom, and it's titled No Escape. So yeah, it's sad. I'm going to shrinkify it a bit. But there, Paulette Goddard is Mrs. Harris, who runs a plantation that builds roads. And I'm assuming they're using convicts or people that have been, in jail. But they're killing them because they're just unsavory. They're just working them to death, really. So the jaguar, they put leopard attract, something that brings leopards to you. And one of them runs down and falls into you can't even see it. There's a crocodile in there. And they're like, ha, 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 that's Lon Chaney here and Paulette Goddard. Lon Chaney is Jed, but he's really good. They're both really good. They take it seriously. It's too bad that this doesn't have a better print. It's not great by any stretch. There's Phantom. That's Roger Creed as the Phantom, or Kit Walker, who by now he's established that identity. He saves the guy from being eaten by a crocodile and takes him to the territorial headquarters of the Jungle Patrol. R.G. Mallory, Commissioner, played by Reginald Denny, who we've seen in tons of things. Let's see, Chino, jeez. All right, it's just kind of, it's not really boring, but it's very standard. There he is, dressed up properly, and they talk about what's going on. There's Devil. So we're going undercover here to the Harris plantation. This guy here drops him off. And Jed calls them all boneheads. Got any more boneheads for me? And there's the Black Panther or Black Leopard. At least they call it a leopard because it's really a leopard. I mean, just a beautiful kitty, but you can't really see it very well in this. So this is how they punish someone, by stringing him up with one hand, and maybe the other hand's tied below him. But if you do something bad, there she is, her personification of, I wanted to say something with an E, but she's evil. And there is Mr. Walker undercover. So he spends most of his time without his Phantom costume on. I wouldn't pay to see someone who's dressed up as not the Phantom who is not the Phantom. But and he goes by Walker. So, but no man is allowed to see the face of the Phantom and live. Old jungle saying. So there's the Doctor, who's played by Alan Nixon as Doc Sanders, and that is Big Mike. Richard Kiel, Jaws himself from 2 Bond movies. He's a little green here. Green as a pepper tree, as Jim Cornette would say. And so, but they figure out that the doc tells him he's got a file, and there's Devil watching things. He brings Walker a note. There you go. Mallory says they're going to be there because the guy they recovered, the guy from the alligator attack. Devil crawls away. Devil really much is pretty much the best actor. Even though Richard Kiel is, menacing and looks big, but, he developed. I think this is one of his really early roles. He actually belts Jed once. Jed wants to shoot him, but they throw a net over him and tie him up. And then they tell him Walker ratted him out with the file. And if you kill Walker, we'll let you go. So there he goes. And this is Hardy, Mark Davis, and his brother. They're both in there, but his brother's dying because he's not getting the proper medication. And he turns the tables on Mrs. Harris. The fight begins, and it's not bad. Again, a better print would make this look a lot better. That actually is Walker flying over a horse. He did a great stunt here. Nice gag. And lands on, I don't know if that was really them. He was a stunt man, but that could have been if Richard Kiel could have a stunt double. They fight, and he beats him. They run away. Mrs. Harris shoots at him. Devil shows up, attacks one of them, and he changes into his Phantom costume. Oh, they do show Phantom on his horse Hero, which they don't ever say his name. Somebody in the comments talked about it as the Lone Ranger of the jungle, and sure, but I don't know who was first. 1936, right? I'll have to do some digging next time I review the Lone Ranger. There he is wandering through, and he has one more fight, and then it's over. They just capture him, and that's it. They take him off, and you hear that god-awful, there's some unfortunate stereotypes in here. So it's worth a curiosity look. I just presented to have it. Oh, that was the interstitial. And there's Chano right there who plays the drums. He's one of the Phantom's men. There he is. He jumps on Hero, and off they go. And then you see who's responsible for this. I can see why it wasn't. It's just not very exciting, really. But there it is. So tomorrow, my fellow agents, we will be reviewing the Russian Snow Queen. And that'll be fun. It's got some differences, but not too many. So until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. And beware, do not get on the Phantom's bad side. That is an old jungle saying as well. Be seeing you.
It's 1980. Welcome to Rock and Roll High School.
Rock and Roll High School?
Do you want to stand there and hold my hand? Tell me, baby, if you're not a man. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance under the moonlight? Screaming, baby, oh.
I am Miss Togar, and I am the new principal of this school. And who are you?
I'm Riff Randall, rock and roller.
The only girl I ever dream about at night is Riff.
I've done more detentions than anyone in the school's history.
Are you a virgin? How about a cheerleader? Nice set of pom-poms.
Term wanted Riff, but Riff wanted to live a rock and roll fantasy to the music of her favorite group.
The hottest band this side of the Iron Curtain, the Ramones!
You have managed to upset the entire school with this godforsaken noise.
Things sure have changed since we got kicked out of high school.
Hey, come on, you guys, follow me into the school!
They tried to stop their music, but the kids got wrecked and rocked the school.
I just talked to the chief of police. He's going to storm the building.
Rock and roll. School, the school where the students rule.
Could your school be next?